Hello, welcome to EV News World. Thank you for being here. Today is the 20th of March 2025. My name is Hector Vladimir. I'd like to go first over the few headlines for today, March 20th, 2025. And I'm taking those from a website called Electrek. There is also a headline about the U.S. Commerce Secretary from the current administration who owns Tesla stocks and publicly recommended to buy the same Tesla stocks. An obvious conflict of interest there, if true. There's a headline about BYD and how it has the cheapest EV, which launches in Europe. And it is the Seagull, which is BYD's cheapest, starting at $10,000 in China. There's also a headline about South Korea opening the largest EV charging hub. It says South Korea just got its largest outdoor EV fast charging hub, and it's at the Korea International Exhibition Center, or Kintex, in Goyang. It features 46 chargers capable of juicing up everything from electric cars to buses and trucks. There's a headline about Hyundai, which is caught testing one of China's hottest selling EVs. There is a caption with the Xiaomi SU7, and it says, "Is Hyundai taking a page from China for its upcoming electric vehicles?" The new EV, taking China by storm, was caught with testing plates near Hyundai's global R&D hub. There is a headline about Tesla, which says, "Tesla accounting raises red flags as report shows 1.4 billion missing." Tesla's accounting practices are raising red flags as a new report from the Financial Times show that 1.4 billion is missing. There's also a headline about Chinese authorities delaying approval for BYD's pending EV plant in Mexico amid fears of the technology leaking into the US. That's quite interesting. Also, there is a headline about Elon Musk promoting negative Tesla survey turned positive by bots. And the last but not the least of the news headlines is that Nissan just secured enough batteries to build about 1 million EVs in the US. There's a caption that says, "Nissan became the first Japanese automaker to sign a supply deal with South Korea's SK On." Under the new agreement, SK On will supply Nissan with nearly 100 gigawatt hours of US-made EV batteries, or enough for around 1 million mid-sized models. And just as a side note, the SK battery factory is right here in the southeast of the US in the state of Georgia. The article continues as such. Nissan scores EV batteries from SK On in the US. The new battery supply deal announced on Wednesday comes as Nissan prepares to ramp up the EV output in North America over the next few years. SK On will supply 99.4 gigawatt hours of batteries from 2028 to 2033, which it estimates is enough to produce around 1 million mid-size EVs. The battery will be used in Nissan's upcoming electric models built at its Canton, Mississippi plant. Nissan already invested $500 million in its Canton facility to upgrade it for EV production. The new deal, which includes a $661 million investment, will support around 1,700 jobs at SK On. So that is a quite interesting and refreshing article from Nissan, which again, Nissan is in reportedly financial issues or troubles. So it is refreshing that it is still doing heavy investment in EVs. And those are the few headlines again for today, the 20th of March 2025. And to continue with the Ionic series of articles, this is on the Hyundai Ioniq 6. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 is a battery electric mid-sized fastback sedan produced by Hyundai Motor Company. It is the second vehicle marketed under the electric car-focused Ioniq sub-brand after the Ioniq 5, and the fourth model developed by the Hyundai Electric Global Modular Platform, E-GMP. The vehicle was first sold in South Korea in late 2022, with deliveries in the United States beginning in March 2023. Overview. The Ioniq 6 was launched on 12th July 2022. It is produced at the Asan plant in South Korea, which also produces the Sonata, the Grandeur, starting in the third quarter of 2022. Pre-orders started in July 2022. Deliveries started in South Korea and selected European markets in late 2022. For the United States market, production started in January 2023, with sales beginning in March. On 14 July 2022, the Ioniq 6 was unveiled at the 2022 Busan International Motor Show in South Korea. EV performance tuning technology, electric vehicle virtual driving sound, and electric vehicle active sound design were applied. The vehicle software can be improved with over-the-air updates, including the car's suspension, brakes, and airbags. In addition, driving assistance technologies such as navigation-based smart cruise control, highway driving assistance, and remote smart parking assistance are available. There are some photos of the rear and interior of the vehicle. Design development. The Ioniq 6 was developed under the codename CE. It was previewed by the Prophecy concept car, which was showcased in March 2020. A design sketch was released first as a teaser image on 21st June 2022. The concept sketch of the car represented the electrified streamliner design approach built on Hyundai's new E-GMP platform. The sketch showed a soft, streamlined design that minimizes wind resistance. A long wheelbase was applied compared to the overall height. A series of photos showing details were released in the days leading up to the 29th June 2022, when an overall photograph of the Ioniq 6 was unveiled. Similar to the Ioniq 5, the parametric pixel design is applied to the front lights. In addition, the Ioniq 6 is the first vehicle to use Hyundai's new stylized H emblem, which was manufactured in the form of a thin plane made of aluminum. The side profile incorporates a streamlined window line, a built-in flush door handle, and optional side-mounted digital side mirror, DSM, replacing the conventional side mirrors. Attention to these and other aerodynamic details such as rear spoilers, external active air flaps, and wheel air curtains were credited for lowering the coefficient drag to 0.21. The rear of the vehicle combines the rear spoiler with parametric pixel auxiliary braking light. Hyundai Executive Vice President Sang-Yu Lee, who leads the Hyundai Design Center, described the interior as a mindful cocoon that offers personalized place for all. The extended interior space is created by the vehicle's long wheelbase. The vehicle's function operation unit was designed to be centralized, and the storage space was expanded by applying a bridge-type center console. In addition, eco-friendly materials were applied to interior and exterior painting, sheets, dashboards, and headliners. RN22E. The RN22E concept is derived from the Ioniq 6 and carries the Hyundai N Motorsport sub-brand. It also was revealed in July 2022. The RN22E previews an Ioniq 6 and high-performance variant for regular production. It is equipped with an all-wheel drive powertrain featuring upgraded traction motors that have outputs of 160 and 270 kilowatts. That's 218 and 367 PS, and 215 and 362 horsepower, front and rear respectively, and electronic torque vectoring on the rear differential with a twin clutch system branded eTVTC. Combined output is 430 kilowatts, 585 PS, 577 horsepower, and 740 metric newtons, 546 foot-pounds, identical to the drivetrain of the Kia EV6 GT. The motors now rotate at up to 20,000 RPM compared to 15,000 RPM in the regular Ioniq 6, increasing top speed. Power is supplied by a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery. Compared to the regular Ioniq 6, the RN22E is 61 millimeters, 2.4 inches longer, and 140 millimeters, 5.7 inches wider, rolling on 21-inch wheels. The cooling system has been upgraded to prevent overheating of the battery and motors. It is equipped with an optional gear shift mode, which simulates engine noises, and a paddle shifted transmission implemented by briefly decreasing motor output, which was called surprisingly convincing, but slowed the car's overall lap time. The RN22E is being used to test the components that will be fitted to the racing variant of the Ioniq 6, with which Hyundai N plan to campaign in the E-Touring Car World Cup Series starting in 2023. The forthcoming Ioniq 6 based racing car will replace the Veloster N ETCR that was raced in 2021 and 2022. During a hands-on session at the Blisterberg track, Motor Trend writer Angus McKenzie noted the RN22E was set up deliberately to be something of a show-off drift king, to prove an EV can make you smile behind the wheel. There are some views of the RN22E front view and rear view. Powertrain. There's a chart for the powertrain categorized as battery layout, power, torque, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, and top speed. The 53 kilowatt hour battery standard range has a layout of the rear wheel drive. It has a power of 111 kilowatts, torque of 350 metric newtons. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is 8.8 seconds, top speed of 185 kilometers per hour. Markets: Europe. In November 2022, a first edition model limited to 2,500 units was available in France, Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, and the United Kingdom. All allocations for the model were sold out in less than 24 hours since pre-orders were opened. The first edition model used the long-range AWD dual-motor powertrain. It features exclusive exterior and interior design elements inspired by the Prophecy concept car. Sales of the regular Ioniq 6 lineup commenced in Europe during the first quarter of 2023. North America. The Ioniq 6 was released in North American market in February 2023. In the US, it comes in SE, SEL, and limited trim levels. In Canada, it comes in a sole preferred trim. It is available with the Ultimate package for the AWD dual motor model. It is available with either standard range, only for US, and long range powertrains. Australasia. Australia. The Ioniq 6 was launched in Australia on 8th February 2023 in 3 trim levels: Dynamic, Technique, and Epic. All variants use long-range powertrain. In November 2023, the base trim was added. The digital side mirrors became an option, downgraded to standard door mirrors. On the Epic, in response to customer feedback and new powertrain options for the Dynamic and Technique trims. New Zealand. The Ioniq 6 was launched in New Zealand on 28th February 2023 in 3 trim levels: Entry, Elite, and Limited. It is available with standard range and long range powertrains with an AWD dual motor setup standard on the Limited. Southeast Asia. Philippines. The Ioniq 6 made its ASEAN premiere in the Philippines on the 18th Manila International Auto Show before its launch on 26 June 2023. It is offered as a sole GLS 2WD long-range variant. Malaysia. The Ioniq 6 was launched in Malaysia in July 21st, 2023 in a Soul Max trim using the long-range powertrain with the option between RWD single motor and AWD dual motor layouts. The Light and Plus trims were added in September 2023. Both trims use standard range powertrain with RWD single motor layout. Indonesia. The Ioniq 6 was launched in Indonesia on 14th August 2023 during the 4th day of the 30th Gaikindo Indonesia International Auto Show. Imported from South Korea, the model is offered in 1 variant with 1 powertrain option: Signature with the long range 77.4 kilowatt battery pack with all-wheel drive. Thailand. The Ioniq 6 was launched in Thailand on 26 March 2024 in a sole long-range exclusive RWD variant. Singapore. The Ioniq 6 was launched in Singapore on 19th July 2024 in 3 trim levels: Exclusive, Prestige, and Inspiration. It is available in either standard range and long range powertrains with AWD dual motor setup standard on the Inspiration. It is the 3rd Hyundai vehicle to be locally assembled at the Hyundai Motor Group Innovation Center facility in Jurong, after the regular Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 5 Robo-Taxi. Awards. World Car of the Year 2023, World Car Design of the Year 2023, World Electric Vehicle of the Year 2023, Scottish Car of the Year 2023, and Irish Car of the Year 2024. Safety. IIHS, the 2023 Ioniq 6 was awarded the Top Safety Pick Plus by the IIHS. There's the charts with the 2023 scores. Small overlap front driver is good. Small overlap front passenger is good. Moderate overlap front original test is good. Moderate overlap front updated test was good also. The side updated test was good. Headlights varies by trim level and option was acceptable. Front crash prevention vehicle to pedestrian during the day was superior. Front crash prevention vehicle to pedestrian during the night was superior. Seat belt reminders was good. Child seat anchors, latch, ease of use was acceptable. There's also a chart for the Euro NCAP. The overall points was 5 stars. Adult occupants points was 37, 97%. Child occupant 43 points, 87%. Pedestrian 36.66%. Safety assist 14 points, 90%. Moving on to sales, there's a chart for South Korea, the United States, Europe, Turkey, and global sales. For 2022, there were 14,821 total units sold. For 2023, there were 54,824 units sold, and for 2024, there were 27,971 units sold. So the numbers for 2024 may not be complete or updated for the entire year. And that is that article on the Hyundai Ioniq 6. Thank you very much.